It doesn't have the same rain, and I Googled it to try to see if this is just temporary while they're rolling out this new recipe, or...
Nope.
I think people are still going to call it the Oscar Mayer wiener.
And sing the jingle that comes along with it.
Yeah. If you're going to rebrand it, where's the new jingle, right?
That's true. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll come up with one.
Maybe they will.
Hey, guess what?
Rain?
Yeah, you guessed it. More rain, more wind for the overnight. If you have dogs, if you have little ones like myself, they're going to join you in bed for the umpteenth time here in the last couple of weeks between the fireworks and Mother Nature's fireworks. It's going to be a noisy overnight, and boy, have we greened up. Over 3.5 inches officially at Will Rogers, at 2.5 already above average, and we can just continue to tally on the rain totals with maybe another inch, maybe 2 inches here across the metro tonight. High temperatures today, that is the only saving grace. Again, you can't complain about rain, especially in July, really knocking down any amount of drought across the state now. But also, it's keeping our temperatures down for afternoon highs with upper 80s to low 90s because of the morning rains and clouds. We're not really drying out. And when you dry, you fry. And we've been talking about that. We're not dry anymore. We're pretty damp. 70 degrees with saturated grounds, green grass, east wind. It's the temperature's still holding on to the 70s out there. And those are the east winds that'll feed a complex that'll come in with the moisture that'll provide us not only with a heavy rain threat and a lot of lightning, a little bit of hail with them, small hail, but the damaging wind threat. And that's pretty typical for July-type storms as they kind of cluster up and that rain-cooled air rushes out of the storms, as these have been packing a punch here across Kansas into Colorado with a couple of reported tornadoes, baseball-sized hail, and also a little bit of wind. But they're just now starting to organize into that line of thunderstorms, and that'll be the case as they slide to the southeast. As all indications now, all the data kind of points to right now, not much of a wind threat, but by the time they get to northwest Oklahoma and especially west central into central Oklahoma, that's when they'll peak. Right now, what the data says with the damaging wind threat. So just be aware of that if you live from northwest Oklahoma all the way through the metro. But you can see the timing here. Woodward, by 1 o'clock probably, the first line or the head of the storm will reach your area. 1 o'clock there in Enid, Stillwater 2 o'clock, Clinton by 3. And then right now between 3 and 4 o'clock in the metro. It could speed up a little bit, it could slow down, but that just gives you a ballpark of when you would expect the high winds and the heavy rain. So future Next Gen Live, here's that line of thunderstorms. The data is doing a pretty good job now that it's kind of clustered up. Entering Beaver and Buffalo, Arnett, Woodward by 1, 2 o'clock, and then down towards Cheyenne, Tologa, Fairview, Enid, and Ponca City. Now, when you watched me at 6 o'clock, this was not a line of thunderstorms, okay? This was clusters. Now it's showing these bowing features. See how this is? Backward C, another one starting to develop. Those are the winds that can extend out of the thunderstorm that the data is showing that it could exceed 65 to 70 miles an hour. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 70, 75 mile per hour wind gust. Not all of us are going to see those higher winds, but I think majority of us will at least see 40 to 50 to 60 mile per hour winds with the onslaught of monsoon type of rains. Okay, these are heavy rains up and down from Mangum to Altus to Snyder, Apache, Chickasha, Tuttle, and Oklahoma City, where that wind with those little purples right there, that's where those high winds are at 4 o'clock in the morning. Lacey, Hannah will be tracking through the morning hours along with our storm trackers. We'll be on air all night long if needed, okay? So if you need to, turn on the News 9 app, turn on the TV, and we'll be there with updates as they come through the South Metro by early morning, by mid-morning to late morning. It's out of here. By tomorrow afternoon, we're quiet just like we were today. So a slight risk of severe weather for those damaging winds here in the blue. The best chance of severe weather, those high winds, and especially around that location here, Clinton and down towards the Lawton area, up towards Woodward. That is the corridor that will have the best chance of seeing those 70-plus isolated wind gusts. All of us see rain here for the overnight. Temperatures fall into the 60s. Rain quickly comes to an end tomorrow morning into the afternoon. By the afternoon, we are quiet, but look, much cooler than average, upper 70s to lower 80s. How about that? Another chance of storms Monday night into Tuesday. We turn off the faucet and crank up the heat with middle 90s, hot, humid, and you guessed it, more storms possible as we head towards next weekend.